music was very fine and elevating to all of you. The effect of music in Sahaja Yoga is tremendous. And if a Sahaja Yogi sings the song, it's so great that it acts like a mantra upon my being. So I'm very thankful to Mrs. Venugopalan for singing such a beautiful song today, which stirred me completely. Then Gavin Brown was very sweet. He's an Englishman, very gentle and very steady Sahaja Yogi. He's one of the first Western Sahaja Yogis I met. Today I will tell you about the Nabhi Chakra, which deals with this honesty of seeking. Nabhi Chakra is the center which controls or manifests outside in the growth as solar plexus. Nabhi Chakra has two sides. One is the left, another the right, and one in the center. So on the left hand side is the Graha Lakshmi, on the right hand side is the Raja Lakshmi or Gaja Lakshmi, and in the center is the Lakshmi which ascends into Mahalakshmi. When the seeking starts, a human being first starts seeking food. Food is very important for all the animals. If they have no food, then they cannot exist. So the seeking starts with food. And when the shelter is sought, they try to find the water. So the center is made of water. And in this center resides the deity of Shri Vishnu or Narayana. And his power, as I told you, is Lakshmi and then Mahalakshmi. You will find out in Sahaja Yoga that gradually you start developing one power and then the other. Everyone who comes to Sahaja Yoga, if they are truthful and not involved with any wrong things, then definitely they are helped in Lakshmi Tattva. Means their well-being is looked after. As Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. So he looks after the Kshema part of it. Everyone who has been to Sahaja Yoga has been helped miraculously also in the Lakshmi Tattva, that means material. In so many ways they are helped that one has to just see for themselves how these miracles take place. An example is of a villager who had a small little holding of land, and he was living hand to mouth every day. When he came to me, after some time I found he would bring one garland, big garland for me every evening. And he was away in the village, every day he would attend my program. I was quite surprised that how could he afford it? And I asked him, how can you afford a garland for me every day? You shouldn't bring it, it's not proper. So he said, Mother, you know everything I said, why? What happened? He said, I have a plot of land next to mine which we never used because it was absolutely a barren land. Little bit, not much big land, but a small land, piece of land. And after realization, I used to always go walk over it bare feet to plow this little piece of land that I have. After some time, when I was coming here after that, one gentleman came to see me and he said that this piece of land that you have is very precious. He said, what's the problem? He said that I have a tin of bricks and I have seen that even by chance, Sahaja, we mixed a little clay from this soil, from this part of the land that you have, and we found that our bricks have become so good and so strong that we would like to purchase this clay from you at the price of seers. And that's how we started getting money sufficient for him, and he became much better off. But in Sahaja Yoga, one has to remember you don't go to extremes in any principle. That is one thing people should know, that you don't go to extremes. You don't become extremely rich. I have seen those people who are extremely rich, when they come to Sahaja Yoga, they are a big headache, very big headache. If they are sick, if you cure them of their heart trouble, then they try to possess you. They will get all the heart patients, they will get all kinds of patients to you. You go on tolerating it, they try to possess you. They immediately start talking about their cures to everyone, they publish in papers, this thing, that thing. It's impossible. And they just try to overpower you. Without any appointment, they'll arrive and they would expect you to attend to them immediately. It's terrible. And then they'll send all the relations for cure. And you have to show all patients, all their friends, they become like agents. All their patients, all their relations, all their friends, they want to oblige them and spare no love, no affection, nothing for me. The Sahaja Yogis, if they try to say that no, you shouldn't like you like that and all that, they feel insulted. And they have tried curing much faster than anybody else does. They themselves are weak, they are sick people themselves, heart patients, this patient, that. But if you tell them, don't cure, they feel bad. If you don't tell them, they'll get sick and you'll have another problem. They never try to understand Sahaja Yoga in its big way. They just want to see it according to their own way of ego that they have accumulated with their money. And they never know how they go on hurting everyone by overpowering me all the time. It's very amazing. Whenever I've cured a rich man, I've been wanting to run away with that, from that person. I would never go to their house, I would not like to eat in their house. It's a very bad. So, too much of richness is also not good, because it gives you a tremendous ego that you don't see yourself, and anybody tries to say anything, protect oneself, then such a person feels insulted or humiliated. Not only that, but they try to mold me and mold the whole thing according to their business ways, which is impossible. See, they have to gain money, they have another attitude, because they earn money. I don't have to earn money or anything. If I am doing anything, I am really, in a way, I am obliging, isn't it? But they will force on me all the rules and regulations, everything, without having their own disciplines. So very rich people in Sahaja Yoga so far have been extremely troublesome, I should say, to me and to the whole organization. They are very narrow-minded. They cannot see the big vision that I have before me. Whatever little ideas they have about themselves or about their own thinking, reading, they will try to push on to surgery. It's not my experience once, but many a times. Then some or other, it so happens that they drop out. So too much richness gives you a tremendous ego, worse than even, I would say, a bulldog. It's impossible for a rich man to see that all these riches are outside him, they are not inside him. He has to be rich in heart to understand compassion. Compassion doesn't mean that you give alms to others or if you give money to others. It's not that. On the contrary, you just help beggars by doing that. Compassion is that works. Compassion is that flows. Compassion is that manifests. It is not in compassion where you can make it materialize it, all right, come along, I'll give you 100 rupees. On the contrary, giving somebody 100 rupees is the worst. I have tried this with some Sahajogis who were with me. I tried to give them some money, sometimes they were very, very poor. They became horrid. Some of them started drinking, some of them took to some other ways and they became sort of addicted to money. It was impossible. And they tried to spoil as many Sahajogis as they could. So such people, if they come, it's impossible to manage things. They are not Sahajogis because they are Sahaja. They are still sticking on to the idea that they have so much money, that they are so rich and they can overpower everyone with money. Not me. I am sorry. But only thing I feel sorry for them, that they cannot get to God. There is no honesty of seeking in them. There is no honesty of seeking. The elite people whom I have addressed so many places like this, because some people whom I have cured wanted me to address the elite, so-called. I think they are elated to be what they are. They don't want to be in Sahaja Yoga. They are already eliminated, I sometimes feel. Thousands of them I have addressed, I have wasted my time with them. They are good for nothing, absolutely empty. They are very happy because they have few cars or some houses or something like that. I too have all these things. I would say so-called riches I have always seen from my father's side and from my husband's side. But I don't understand what is there to be proud of this emptiness. But human beings are such. An empty vessel makes a big sound. In the same way, an empty rich man makes a very big sound. Not that very poor are also good, because those who are extremely poor are busy with their food problems. They have little problems and their values are still have to come up to a point. It's only in the middle you can work out Sahaja Yoga better. Those who are extremely rich and proud cannot come to Sahaja easily. Those who are very poor also cannot come to Sahaja. But when this middle part of the river is enriched and starts flowing well, it splits on the sides and then it can engulf. But you cannot start it the other way around. I have tried both ways and I have told you what happened. Whom I gave money, whom I tried to help through giving money, became wayward, useless, frivolous people, got lost to Sahaja Yoga, and those whom I thought were moneyed and satisfied people had another role to play, is to possess me all the time, to use me all the time whenever they wanted, for whatever purpose they wanted to use me. And they must know, you cannot possess me. You cannot possess me. But this kind of an ignorance still in their minds is that they can possess God, they can possess everything. For such people, there are no reasons to come to Sahaja Yoga, to be very flat. And even if they come to Sahaja Yoga, they have to know that for mother, richness of heart, understanding of Sahaja Yoga, humility, non-possessiveness are very important. In this ascent of yours, money is not important at all. Even if you are poor or rich, you get your realization. For example, I went to Maharashtra. Most of them are, I would say, very poor people, in the sense that they are not middle class at all. They are not educated. They are sometimes factory workers, or they have small holdings, not very rich. But they are very good surgeons, excellent surgeons. They have such beautiful eyes and such beautiful feeling and such compassion that Lakshmi Tattva is absolutely balanced in them. You know that Lakshmi is shown to be a lady, and lady who is a mother. Mother doesn't care whether you are rich or poor. If her one son is rich and another is poor, she'll pay more attention to the poor and ask the rich to give his money to the poor also. She is not bothered. If somebody is in need, she will be the first to help the person who needs. Now, this is a spiritual thing. In the spiritual life, the person who is a real seeker, who is a truthful seeker, the mother will go out of the way to be with that person, and those who are not honest about it, mother will try somehow or other cut them short. The problem that lies with human beings is that they do not know what they want. They think they want, first of all, money. But those who have money, they think they must have power. If they have too much money, they think they must go into politics because they have had no power. Then they fail in politics, or say they become too much in politics, whatever it is. Then they want love from their children, which they can't get because they are too busy or something like that. So they don't know what they want. Those who believe that by having money will be better off should listen to all these people who have come from affluent countries, and they will tell you how things have gone wrong there, how people are doing, what's going wrong with them. Absolutely, they are in a bad shape. You cannot call them human beings because they are so cruel, they kill even their own children. And that society tolerates such people. In India, if you hear somebody killing a child, I have never heard so far, so many 60 years of my life. But supposing you hear someone has killed his daughter or son, nobody will ever look at that person. He will not be allowed in the society. Nobody will even give any girl in the marriage to such a, to his daughter or a son. He will be absolutely barred from the society. No one can think of such a relationship between children and parents. And then there are funny relationships also. It's something so absurd on both the sides, on cruelty and on morality. They are so absurd. It's impossible to understand. So money has given this ego, and they say, what's wrong? What's wrong? It's absolutely malignant attitude. When you say what's wrong, that means you do not want to keep your relationship with the whole. You do not want to keep your relationship with the primordial one, the one who has you, everyone within himself. We are part and parcel of the whole. And how can we say, what's wrong? I'll do what I like. You just become like a malignant cell. So, at the Nabhi Chakra, one has to know that one should not hanker after money too